Okay, we are back into our one-shot. If you recall from last time, you had just made it through a blockade to the Sword Worlds. You found yourself just approaching the planet of Mithril. From this distance, you can see it seems to be an ice world. It appears in the distance as a gray-white orb floating off there in space.
Alright, there it is. Approaching quickly.
Good stuff. Let's find a place to park the ship.
Well,
Alright, pilot, get us there safely.
I think he's asleep.
Why the hell is he asleep?
Well, guess I'll get into a seat and crash us all.
Please don't.
Fiery death, please embrace me. Alright, here we go.
what could possibly go wrong?
So if we approach of the planet or approach of the solar system that we're heading to? Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, sorry, you just entered the solar system in itself.
Okay,
but
wonderful.
you're approaching the planet, which is what
Got it.
what your navigation was
What do
set to.
what do we see of Mithril?
Mithril appears to be kind of a gray orb floating off. There seems to be a series of other planetary bodies, all of which you've been told on your trip here are uninhabited. This one seems to be the last kind of inhabited planet of this sector.
It's beautiful.
Pretty cold, looks like.
Surface is largely covered in ice. Its extensive oceans are frozen at the poles with large ice caps. There are other areas of semi-liquid near the equator. The water is a little above freezing, but there are icebergs pretty much across the whole surface. Much of the land is covered in deep snow or ice.
And then remind me, the distress beacon was coming from Mithril, right? The distress call.
Yes. Kajia, who was one of Locke's, one of her contacts, was here doing an expedition to look for some artifacts, as she is an archaeologist of sorts. And she had found something here and was trying to excavate it. And she called you and was looking for you to come give her some assistance. You know that based on the readings of the world that the computer told you that there's not much here. It seems to be fairly uninhabited. You know it does possess a Class C starport, which is not much of a starport.
Commander, should I hail the starport?
Yeah, that's probably wise. We'll probably need a pointer, if anything.
Just asking in case they have any of the comm relay, knowing that we are in fact wanted fugitives now. Joking.
What do you?
As he hails in. This is Sky upside. We are calling, hailing starport. Over.
There is no message coming across.
Mithril Station. We are hailing you. Over.
You see,
So I'm getting nothing.
No, you do see on from the comms that a message is sent up, an automated beacon, informing you that you're permitted to land at the port, but not granted clearance to enter the installation or travel on the planetary service.
So they're trying to clip our wings. Not allowed to go planet side.
Fuck it. We'll comply with them for now.
Understood.
Pull up to
As
the
he,
starport,
he-
see what the hell's
yeah.
going on here.
Right. He pulls into the nearest available starport position and locks into the station.
It's not a station, sorry. It's on the actual
Oh.
planet.
Oh, downport. On the planetary side.
yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
He slowly makes his way, breaking atmo, and then he's gonna try and land this bitch.
Okay, give me a pilot check.
Sure, I shall kill us all. As Cliff gets a 9 as he lands pretty solid.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you line up the ship over the what seems to be a very simple landing area.
We can crack wise however we want. Can't deny. He's a solid pilot and he taught me proper.
As you start to lower down to the landing port, you see that there doesn't seem to be anybody at the port itself. There does appear to be power as lights are on. There's a dish rotating on the roof as you.
Commander, we have. Go ahead.
Oh, as you gaze over it.
Commander, we have 0 eyes. It looks like this facility is not in operation.
Was that an automated message?
Yes, it was an automated message. It's set to sponson whenever someone gets close enough to the downport.
So there's no one here on planet at all to help.
I didn't. No one said that. Say and look over the motherfucker, and you don't see no one motherfuckering.
Charming.
I think. Are we gonna have to like actually go outside to make it in, or is there like a dock that keeps everything
No, there's
all regulated?
there is just a like a landing pad, and ahead of it there's a strip of runway, and then you see there's 4 buildings. The runway seems to stop abruptly. As the ship touches down, there's a thump as the ship slams into the landing pad. The instruments spike up temporarily and then drop as you guys are thrown from your feet. And everybody give me...
Oh, shit!
Everybody give me a dexterity save. It can be in athletics if you have it.
Okay, remind me what we do. I've got a 0 in athletics.
2d6 plus
and a
whatever
9.
your modifier is.
2d6. And we add them all together.
Yeah, your 2d plus any dex modifier plus any athletics.
Okay.
I got a 10.
I have, let's see, that's 9.
I got a 6, failure. I think it was in the middle of gathering the stuff together as it was going, and as it makes the ka-chunk, he slips forward and slams his head against the wall and gets off of his feet and hits the ground with the park on his chest.
Yeah, you were mid pulling on some snow pants as the ship dropped and you just face plant on the deck, taking 1 endurance damage.
Ah, damn.
And what did Locke get?
I got at least a 14. I don't remember what happens when I have a 0 in athletics.
Well, what did you roll on your 2d6?
I got a 1 and a 4, but I have plus 9 in dexterity. Or sorry. Oh, no, wait. It's a plus
You
1.
definitely don't.
No,
You definitely do not.
No, you're right. You're right.
I was about to call bullshit.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong line. Sorry.
Fiction bias.
We haven't played in a week. Yeah, okay, so I have a 0 in athletics and a plus 1 modifier for dexterity. And then I got 5.
Yeah, so you also, probably for lying, you slam into the deck as well, taking a point of endurance damage.
Ugh.
So you just lower your endurance by 1.
Ah, fuck.
So lower my endurance by 1, meaning I lose my plus 1.
The physical
modifier?
stat decreases by
Yeah.
1, meaning that if you, it goes. Yeah, the physical stat itself.
Yeah, that's how damage is taken, essentially, is your endurance gets affected instead of having actual hit points. And then when you're healed, your endurance would get repaired.
Okay.
And the modifier just goes with whatever your new endurance is.
Well, sucks to suck. Y'all didn't have a comfy chair to sit on.
As he makes his way back to his feet and holds his head, as it has a little bit of bleeding as he grabs a small bandage and lays it over.
Yeah, I go to assist him with his bandaging and nurse a couple of my own sore spots. Particularly
Thanks,
a big old bruise on my hip.
All right. We have any, instead of just jeering over there, Commander, did you check why we locked so hard?
No. We should probably do that though. Let's run a diagnostic or something.
I'll run as he just fucking maces over and runs a diagnostic.
Yeah, someone should probably do that.
Yeah, someone should probably do that.
Okay. Would that be electronics? What would you need me to roll for that? Or engineering or what? Or would I just ask the computer?
It could be either. It can either be you can
I'll do
use
electronics.
sensors. You could use your power. You know.
7 plus 0 to 7.
You're able to tell. The computer tells you, anyways, that you have sustained damage to the outside of the ship. Like the landing gear has sustained a little bit of damage, albeit it won't affect any sort of landings you're gonna do. Just in future, you might want to repair it. The drop was caused by a malfunction in your M drive, which is the system that contains, your maneuvering as well as your gravity. You seem that there's no power going to your grav lift.
Maneuver drive is fucked, grav is shot, and our landing gear is busted. In short, wanting to properly do any maintenance or repairs regardless, we'll need to fucking pilfer what we can get from the downport, so guess we're leaving.
I guess so.
All right. Well, get your suits on.
I'll do that.
Unless you want to stay here and, well, I'm sure the life support's good for about a month or so, though. So if you want to sit around and do fuck all, I mean, options.
Yeah, no, I've already packed up my bag. I think my vac suit is my normal clothes. So.
What did you roll to do it again? What skill did you use to check?
I used electronics.
Okay.
He has his oblot on, but he makes sure to have his respirator, and he also grabs the self-assembling habitation module in case they require it, and his portable computer, and yeah, he'll carry his radio transceiver as well as he locks up and loads everything into a pack and waits by the door.
Yep, Locke has her med bag. She's got her stunner, her laser pistol, and yeah, her vac suit and her breather mask and all that.
We're bringing a gun.
You never know. You don't think that there's wildlife on planets like this?
So you're all
sorry.
making...
Were you not saying something, Phoenix? I'm sorry, Corpseman.
I was just going to write a little sticky note and put it on Jet's forehead, telling him where we're going.
I'm shocked that landing didn't wake him up.
And to answer your question, I'm not gonna grab guns until it's something dangerous.
Fair enough.
Are you coming with the Corpsman?
Yeah. I'll lock her up. Make sure Jet also locks it up once he leaves.
Understandable. As he hits the button to open up the airlock, and then he'll start making his way down the down ramp.
Okay. Once you open the airlock, you can smell a distinct smell of burning. And as you exit, you can see that the underside of the ship, there's some smoking parts. It seems that the gravitational, the grav lift systems are all fried.
Yep, grav lift's fucked.
You know that you can do a diagnostic of it from the underbelly of the ship if you want to know, what could have caused it. So as you exit the ship, you see, as you can see there, a long laneway that leads all the way down to seemingly nothingness. Right outside of the ship, there's a couple fuel tanks and other, kind of skids to offload any materials. There's a series of divots in the ground that seem to be where they collect, rainwater or snow or anything to, there seems to be some underground tanks there to collect water for them. It seems to have snowed recently as the most of the concrete here is covered in drifted snow. As the 4 buildings there are surrounded by a fence meant to keep drifting snow away from the area.
Makes sense.
It doesn't seem to be particularly cold. And by particularly cold, I mean it's about minus 25.
Celsius?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only
Okay, so it isn't-
Celsius.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Not as cold as it could be. As he, with it being that cold and with his natural fur and everything, he just puts the respirator into his pack of equipment. And he starts making his way towards the buildings to see if there is at least any like automated communication unit that he can be able to interact with or anything.
As you walk down the runway, there doesn't seem to be any footprints or vehicle tracks, and you don't seem to see anybody as you approach the buildings.
Oh, God.
Oh, good.
No, this place is a ghost town.
Yeah, there's no one.
I guess we can figure out what happened here. If anything, if they have comms down here, if there's anywhere else we can contact.
Are there supposed to be people here?
It's a downport. There should always be a person posted here. You see, this is a location, the only location on the planet that accepts individuals. So either individuals here at Xville very rapidly, or something else. As he walks towards the buildings. Go ahead.
I said, you mean they're dead?
Not necessarily.
As you walk out down the road, you can see from some patches where the snow is blown away. It seems to be the standard crushed and fused stone that's used for landing pads. Seems to have made this sort of roadway. It goes about 150 meters before stopping abruptly. To your right, there are a series of kind of drab buildings. Nothing, particularly, exotic about them. They just seem to be very functional. All the doors seem to be closed, all the windows are shuttered. Around it, you see a fence. You're not sure what its purpose is. It's just a simple wire fence without barbs or posts, heavy posts. There's no gate, just a wide gap to get into the installation itself.
He walks towards the hab units. He goes tries to go into the one nearest them. He goes up to and starts knocking on the door.
What is everyone else going to do? Are you going with him?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look for like an admin building.
It seems to be the one that that Cliff is approaching. This one has the dish on the roof, and seems to be what would appear to be a an administration building.
Yeah, we'll go there then.
Okay. As you approach the building, like I said, you see a rotating dish on the roof. It seems to be a thick-walled, square building. As you knock on the door, you don't hear any response. The doors seem to have some sort of like a snow shielding that goes over it to prevent drafts and gusts from getting in.
Definitely built to last. Would believe it. Wouldn't even want to try to get in.
Yeah, do we see anything through the windows?
No, the windows, for the most part, are
They're all
shuttered
shuttered,
on
aren't
this
they?
side, yeah.
Is there any way I can pick the lock?
You haven't even tried to open the door.
Oh, I try to open the door.
Okay, yeah, the door opens.
Yeah, I was
I-
just saying open the door. I wasn't saying anything special.
It's a simple slide door, and it seems to work well, albeit it's a little, a little crusted with salt and has a little difficulty at first, but it grinds open. And before you, there seems to be a vestibule with another door past it. This area has a series of coats and a couple snow shovels in there. My Varger friends,
Hi.
you in particular, there is a smell in here that it distinctly smells of blood.
I exchange a glance with Cliff, Cliff.
He nods to her and then gestures his hand over to Corpseman as he waves his hand to halt in his position for a second. As he takes a step inside, and takes a look around.
As you open the door leading into the building proper, there seems to be a small hallway on one side. There seems to be some offices, and another sort of what seems to be a administration center. And then there's a third door ahead of you that's closed.
Can we
Blood
tell
on
which?
the wind. Good.
Oh, can we tell which direction the blood is coming from?
It's in this room. That's why you could sense it so clearly. You don't see any, liquid blood. If you want to search the room, you can, though.
Yeah, I would like to search the room.
As you kind of rummage around, you can see under the coats where people normally would put their heavy winter boots, there does seem to be the carpet has a little bit of a brownish stain on it. It seems.
Do any of the boots have it?
No.
Okay. So maybe someone was injured. No answer.
What am I supposed to answer?
I'm just kind of letting them search. I was told to hold positions, so they're all.
Yeah. Yeah, we should keep searching.
He would go to the other door, letting her rummage this through, kind of peer his head into the next area.
Which one? Like I said, there is to the left. There's a door, a space that's open that seems to have a series of desks in it. The other one seems to be an administration area, and then there's the door ahead of you that is closed.
Go ahead.
Oh, is the power on? Like,
Yeah.
Does it seem like there have been people here recently?
Yeah, there's power.
Commander Corman, you can come inside now.
Oh, perfect. Start making my way in. And I guess I'll start looking around with him too. I'll probably start heading out with
He'll go through the closed door while they're checking everything else.
I'll head with Locke and see what the hubbub is over there.
Well, Locke was just in the vestibule.
Yeah. Where have they not gone?
Everywhere. Wyatt is standing in front of a door. To the left, there is a series, like a room containing a bunch of desks, and to the right, there seems to be a administration center.
I'll start rummaging through the desks,
Okay.
and then I'll go to admin if I don't find anything interesting.
Okay, I will start off then with with Cliff here. So you open the door and it seems to be a communications center. It's a small room jammed full of electronics. You can see there's a series of computers that seem to be running the power out to, out to the downport itself. There seems to be an area where comms would be attached to this, but they seem to have been removed.
Is there any information he can glean from these computation devices?
Not in this room. It seems as though this is just kind of the actual just processing room. But you think that within this building itself that there will be a terminal in which you can do that.
One of you keep your eyes open. If you see a terminal, let me know. I'll come over and pop into it. Seems I found the computation operational room. For all communication, we can see what happened here.
Good.
And Lars, you enter a small room with a series of workstations, almost like cubicles with a cubicle area without the actual cubicles itself, just a series of desks. They seem to have gotten a little bit of use, and you see that there are a number of terminals in this office itself. Otherwise, it's just some paperwork that, kind of standard weather checks and things like that are printed off from the terminals. There does appear to be another doorway on the far side of the room, though.
Can I pop into any of those terminals?
You can try. As you try and access the terminal, it asks you for a verification code.
I'm just gonna start guessing.
Okay, well, give me an electronics computers check.
Okay. If I don't have electronics computers...
-3.
-3. I got a 7.
Access denied.
You are unable to get in as you guess a number of, kind of wild shots in the dark. Like snow and ice and things that you think the people of this planet would use as their passcodes, but you are unable to get into the terminal.
Damn. Yeah, well. I'll give up on the terminals then. And I'll go investigate that other room that was further down the hall.
Open the door. It seems to be a secure closet. Within it, you can see there's racks for a number of long arms and pistols, but there doesn't seem to be any weapons or ammunition in there.
Hey guys, found some arms racks here. Everything's gone.
Is that normal?
No. Someone either pilfered it or they had to defend themselves.
Well, I found the blood in the entry.
Ain't nothing in there. I'll close it up and keep moving on. Giggity.
Okay, so there's one room left in this building to check out. Who wants to go there?
Okay.
Okay, as you approach what, like I said, appears to be an admin center, it's the largest space in the building. You notice on the door frame leading into it, there seems to be some scoring on the door. that you recognize would be from laser rifle discharges.
I would like to put my hand on my weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to poke my head.
As you look into the room, you can see that it's a, like I said, a big area. There seems to be a series of desks that have been pushed over onto their side and pushed together, forming a barrier. From it, you can see there's a series of scores on the top of the desks as well. And the walls on the side of the room where you're looking in seem to have they're pockmarked, as though some slug weapons have been fired towards the doorway.
What the hell happened here?
I don't know. What do you see?
Somebody held down this area from a frontal assault, and do I see any blood or bodies left behind?
Are you going to enter the room?
Yeah.
Because you're just peeking in from where you are right now. You can see what I
Okay,
told
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I would like to step in cautiously.
Okay, as you make your way in, you round the desks pushed together. On the floor, there seems to be another large brown stain on the floor, and you get the smell of blood. Next to the stain, there seems to be like what homemade skis formed out of resilient plastic. They're sort of cracked and broken apart, so you don't know that they were super successful, but otherwise there seems to be a series of cloth lying on the floor, but apart from that, you don't see any bodies or any weapons.
Come in here, you.
I will in a second. It looks like one of these assholes kept on inputting incorrect codes into this terminal.
That's weird. Were they trying to get into the system?
I get crossed.
What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Fucking goofy as shit. Let me try to access this terminal.
Sure, give me an electronics computer check.
Oof. 3.
Oh.
A 3 doesn't do it.
Access
And,
denied.
it seems as though you are locked out of the system now.
Ah.
It says, please
So
try,
many negative.
please try again in 1 hour.
Oh, damn.
God damn. Oh well.
Does Jet
As he
have
is.
any experience in computers? Like, in
I'm
1
the
hour. he
computer
might do it.
specialist.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you, dumb bitch. As he walks past her.
You wish.
What does he see?
You're going into the admin center?
Yeah, he's coming along with. She said she saw something.
Well, like I described, you saw on the doorway itself that there seems to be some laser rifle scores on the doorway. As you enter the room itself, you smell one kind of like an old blood smell. As you see, there's a number of desks that have been pushed over and pushed together, making a barricade. And behind that is Locke is standing, pointing to discoloration in the carpet, a brown stain next to a pair of cracked homemade skis.
It looks like Jet's not the only one who prefers improvised footwear.
Trying to form something to get out and move through the icy cold pretty quick. Makes sense. They don't want to be able to step through. They want to slide over. Speed and expands the pressure of the foot over a larger area.
Yeah. And we didn't see any blood in the hallway.
Don't see bodies either.
No. Can we tell how old the blood is?
Well, it's brown, so what? It's about several days.
Yeah, at least a number of days, could be weeks, could be months. You don't know what the rate of sort of decay would be here.
Well, where would they have gone? With no bodies here, someone had to do something with the bodies. Or they got out. Where would they have gone?
Well, we know one thing. You don't form a downport unless you have an outpost. So, this planet likely has other facilities. Best bet is to check the other buildings pretty quick. Get to the bottom of where exactly these people could be. With the working theory being that they were likely in some kind of disengagement. Either people didn't die, or they picked up their wounded, or whoever shot them took the bodies with them.
Well, I didn't
Blaster
see.
fire mixed with slugs. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't see any drag marks either.
These wouldn't be skilled combatants. These would be researchers, maybe locals, maintaining a downport. Probably wouldn't have a chance against a fully armed force.
So is Kaja somewhere on the planet, or would she have been... Would we have expected her? She wouldn't have been here, right?
No,
Of course not.
Okay.
This is a downport. She wouldn't be here.
No.
No, she would be at a forward base or a research facility.
If only we could get comms open.
Well, I was trying.
I know. I appreciate that.
No. Meaning that communication facility. This is as the administration building. Some relay. And so if I could be able to get access to the communication hub, we could be able to send out a transpondent signal, and we could be able to either site or locate any other facilities on the planet. It would take some time. As he takes a moment, it would take some time, but if our... There might be some telemetry interference, and so whatever's going on, I'll have to try and boost the signal. Let me try this. As he looks at the other two, he's going to look for the communication hub across these 4 buildings.
Well, there is a satellite on the roof.
There is. Could do that, but I could make the attempt. Okay. Fuck it. As he's gonna go outside and he's gonna climb on top of the building.
I accompany to witness any misfortune that might befall him.
Okay, give me a strength athletics.
As he hits onto his communicator. Corpseman, I am currently mounting a facility in effort to triangulate the location of these folk. Looks like they were in some kind of discharge. And we're going to see what we can do. As he opens his man-portable computer with his agent, the agent gives him +1 to doing this. Total of 5, as he tries to hook up to it directly.
Did you climb? You climbed onto the roof though?
Oh, did you want me to make the climb on
Yeah.
the roof first? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
What would that be based off athletics?
Yeah, strength athletics.
Oh, in that case, it would be a 7.
Okay. That'll be. It's an easy climb up. It's just it's a little slippery because of the snow, but you make your way up there. On the roof, you see there is the main dish and a series of antennas.
Okay. What he's going to do is he's going to pull out his man-portable computer, and he's going to use his long-link portable connector cable He's going to start rewiring them so that he can be able to have control over these dishes.
Okay. For that,
How's everybody doing down there? Oh, go ahead.
I'll say for that, I'll just get a check for that as well.
Of course. 9.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do that.
As we see him crossing several cords, hooking them up to his computer, but then rerouting their position. And let there be light. I got energy signatures. Okay. Let me now connect it to my radio transponder, which has a 10,000 kilometer area gain. And he is going to try and locate any electrical readings or any locations of power throughout the planet.
You are getting signals from the ship, the 4 buildings, in particular the one building that is to, I guess if you're standing on the roof, it would be to the left of you. That seems to be the reactor shed. You're also getting a beacon coming from far down planet side. There seems to be a strong beacon, which you believe would be the signal that was sent to you.
Commander, I have a beacon signature located on my computation device. Zeroing in, it is a hot signature.
It is appearing 2,000 kilometers west of the star.
We're looking at a 2,000 kilometer distance from our current location.
Copy. Might be worth investigating if there's nothing else in this place.
There's some energy signatures still filling from the other 3 buildings if the 2 of you wanted to inspect them while I maintain signature and triangulate things from here.
Alright. I won't be picky with whatever building I enter.
Yeah, I'll go with it. I'll go for the accommodation block.
Okay.
Hey,
That's where you're both going?
I'll go number 4.
What's number 4?
Vehicle garage.
The vehicle garage.
As he leans close to his computer and says to his agent, "Good work, Albert," and he gives him a little high five. He gets no response, but he's very proud of his computer.
As you approach the vehicle garage, it's a windowless brick-shaped structure with a large access door on the front and a small personal entrance to the side, near the accommodation block that Locke is going into. The doors are both shut, and from a little window in the access door, it appears to be dark inside.
Is the personnel door open or able to be opened? Like a little tug.
Yeah, you're able to open the door. They're all kind of like, all the doors here are like sideways garage doors. They sort of slide into the building itself. As you enter the building, the lights seem to power on. You can see that the garage inside has a cradle for an air raft, but the vehicle is not present. Inside of it, on the far side of the cradle, you see a ATV. I will show you a picture of what that looks like.
Not the first choice of.
It's
well, you know,
it's an
that
ATV.
is a-
It's not your classical Imperial ATV. It is a Sword World design. So it has one less chassis, rocking 6 wheels instead of 8. The front is mounted with a snowplow, and the top has a turret on it. Inside of it, you can see there seems to be some sort of gun mounted to the top chamber.
I get access into the vehicle.
The keys are inside of the vehicle. It seems like they always leave it there to, you know, maybe clear snow off the runway or something like that. Doesn't seem like it's normally secured.
If I power it on, what kind of readings am I getting? Like, how are we looking on fuel? Is there any, like, red flashing lights, or...
As you turn it on, it seems the garage is kept to a reasonable temperature to keep everything from freezing up. So it takes a little, you know, it takes a little bit of a grunt and a groan as you fire it up, but it seems to be working well. The fuel is at 3/4 of a tank, but you do see that there is some fuel left in the garage itself that you can put in there.
All right. Then I'll power it back off for now. And then as I'm, like, exiting off, getting down the ladder. Locke! And our other guy here. What's your name again?
Fuck you.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Literally,
I was
we've been
thinking
friends
of, like,
longer than
Mount
anyone.
Mirror.
Go fuck yourself. I knew that becoming rich would get to your head, but this is fucking ridiculous.
Right?
Alright, Locke and Mountain. I've got a working ATV in here. We got a snow plow, and it looks like we got a little bit of fuel that we can use to, if we need to, traverse the land here.
Good thing someone in the group knows how to drive.
Yep, I drive tanks. This isn't too dissimilar.
And then we have Locke approaching the administration building, or the accommodation building.
Accommodation building, yeah.
You see as you approach the accommodation building, the door itself has some scoring on it from laser weapon as well.
I open the door.
You open the door into a main sort of living room area. It seems like there's once again a table that's turned over with a series of scores on the top of it. The walls seem to be covered in hundreds of slug shell, little rivets taken out of the walls. It seems as though if you were to think back, this seems like it was the scene of a gunfight.
It's incredible. Guns aren't even like laser weapons are more common than old school firearms, aren't they?
Not necessarily. Laser weapons are used by, let's say in the military, yes. But most small worlds are still using slug weapons.
Mm.
They're a lot easier to maintain, they're a lot easier to fix. The cost is a lot more efficient.
Is there any blood in this room?
As you search around the room, you do find there is a brown stain near the doorway that you entered through, and there seems to be one behind the table.
Do any of these stains look large enough to have caused a body to bleed out, or do they just look like they're wounds?
The one by the doorway seems to be smaller, but the one behind the table looks to be like several liters worth.
Ooh.
Which in your medical, knowledge
That
means
that person's not alive anymore.
Potentially,
Yeah, you need more blood than that to live.
Yes, that is an emergency.
Yeah.
Leading off of the main living room area, there's a kitchen area. And then there's a long hallway with a series of doors, which you believe are the actual accommodation rooms themselves.
Right. I would like to go look through there.
Starting in the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay, the kitchen seems to be free and clear of any debris or casings or anything like that. As you look over the pantry, there seems to be large stocks of food. There's a fridge.
How are the perishable items faring? Does it seem like they've been here a while, or does it seem more recent?
It seems like they've, you assume everything here is made to keep pretty long. But it does seem like it hasn't, no one's been in here for some while. There does seem to be an area where cleaning products would be found, and that seems to be empty.
Cleaning products.
Yeah, you just see like a series of rags and mops and things like that, but there seems to have been some items have been kind of tossed about.
Okay, so is it my brain went to someone came in and stole the cleaning supplies.
Well, that is almost what I'm
Oh, okay,
implying.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my brain is not stupid. Okay.
In this
Yeah,
case, no.
that's Thank you for clarifying that.
Mhm.
Not this time. Yeah, I would like to continue looking, but that is curious.
You search through the chambers. There's probably about 12 rooms. The first 6 chambers seem to be in use. As you go through them, there's clothing, there's personal items. Some are clean, some are dirty, but it does seem like there's living in. It does seem though that these first 6 rooms seem to, some drawers are left open. Some items on the desks seem to be turned over. So it does seem like someone was searching through this area. The other rooms seem to be, for the most part, just filled with junk, like a storage closet. One of them is used as a gym. You see some gym equipment in there. And the other one, it kind of reminds you, the last room, it kind of reminds you of a starship cabin, in the sense that someone seems to have a suitcase lying on the floor with, various clothing items picked out of it, but there's no items on the shelves, nothing in the closet.
Hmm.
In this room itself, you do see, what seems to be another streak of brown blood. Or blood, what used to be blood, but is now just a stain. It does, being a Vargar, you do smell what appears to be like a cleaning product in this area. Like a solvent-based cleaner.
So someone's been trying to clean up the crime.
Potentially.
Then where are they? I radio to the others and tell them what I've found.
Yeah, this place definitely got raided by someone competent.
Yeah, but
Well-
why would they clean up after themselves if they're just it doesn't make sense to me.
If they weren't able to complete the whole thing, as in cleaning everything, one of them may have been trying to cover up their tracks and they realized it was a waste of time. Something could have scared them off, or someone.
Maybe. Do I find anything else in the accommodation room?
No, there doesn't seem to be much, but you don't imagine that there was a whole lot here to begin with. In a small downport like this, you don't believe that there would be too much.
Right, but we know that there were at least 6 people, and that at least one of them is likely to have been killed, or at least require immediate medical attention, and that someone was trying to clean up after themselves, and there are no bodies.
That is your working theory.
So what now? Should I check the reactor, or did you find Corpsen?
I mean, I found an ATV. I'm gonna get her topped up and probably take the fuel with us if we need to keep going out to land.
And you, Cliff, got any more information on that triangulation?
Have I noticed any other activity across the planet?
Not that's piquing your sensors. You can see
Nothing's topping off the sensors within a 20,000 kilometer area, so I think I've gotten all the info I can. I'll start shipping up here and making my way down.
All right, I would like to poke my head in the reactor room just to make sure that there's nobody in there. Make sure that everything is, kind of in order. I'm medical. I'm not, I'm not an engineer or anything, but it's not a big building, so.
No, it's not.
These are like medics for ships. It's okay.
The reactor shed is a very solid building with thick walls and no windows. It has a single entrance, a heavy door, which is closed at the moment. As you slide the door open, you see there's a large fusion reactor. As you don't know much about fusion reactors, you don't know anything special about this particular one. You do see that there are a number of pipes heading from it underground. I'm not sure where those go to. And you do see, though, that there is a little workshop set up in here. A series of electronics strewn about on its desk.
Is there anything of note?
It does seem that everything looks to be in complete disarray. Things are kind of tossed about. As you look around.
So the search continues.
Yeah, as you look around the desk, it seems like there's a bunch of half-built devices of unknown purpose lying around. The several heavy-duty coils, and all of them seem to be misaligned or damaged in some way. You see that there is a what seems to be a completed device, but you don't know what its purpose would be for. It does seem that the floor and some of the walls seem to be wet. And as you kind of look around, you see that there is a fire, suppression system in place. So you explore a little bit further and you see that there seems to be scorch marks. So you believe that there was a fire in here.
And it was recently enough that the floors are still wet. Guys, I found some curious things in the reactor shed.
Like what?
Curious.
Well, the half-built electronics, which, Cliff, you should probably take a glance at, and evidence of a fire, but everything's still wet, so...
Fire inside of a fusion room?
Yeah.
Meaning that it likely burned with either the hydrogen outside creating water vapors due to the catalyst, or it could have been... have you checked if there's a leak?
I'm better at checking if you have a leak than if a reactor has a leak.
Fair point. I'll, Corpsman, meet me there. We'll check it out. Or are you still working on the Heelcat?
Oh, no, that thing's fueled up. I'll meet you over there.
Copy, coming down.
Unless I need to make a check to fuel up an ATV.
No, I think you can handle it. Unlike what's that state where people like always had full service and then they went to self-service and they had no idea how to fill up their car with gas?
Like, where does this gasoline go?
Yeah.
The cab looks nice. Like, it smells good.
I do like the smell of diesel fuel in the nostrils.
As Lars and Cliff arrive at the reactor building, Cliff, upon entering, you can tell that the smell in the air is quite reminiscent of electronic fire suppressant rather. It doesn't seem to be like a water system, but it does seem like these sprinklers would fire out some sort of solvent to put out electrical fires.
He's gonna inspect the material to make sure that he's sure it's not water, but he's gonna double check it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is wet, but it is not water.
Yeah, it looks to be likely halting an electrical fire. It's a solvent that would not obstruct. I don't know if you know this, but you don't want a lot of water making contact with the fusion reactor, and so they would pour off this instead. What caused it to be activated? Probably a fire. What caused it malfunction? I'm not an engineer, so I don't know beyond that, unfortunately.
You too can see the this device with a series of heavy-duty coils that seems to have taken some damage. It seems to be wired into one of the systems in some way.
Is there any way I could discern what it could be?
It would require a electronics or engineer check.
Oh, I have that. Let me find out.
Yeah.
I have faith in you.
Stop.
I mean, no.
Snake eyes. I got a 2 GM snake eyes.
How are you rolling this bad?
I'm using the dice roller.
Yeah. Oh, you're not using real die?
Of course not.
How dare you?
I have real die for the
Because
first
if I
time
use real
ever.
die, I'll be intrigued to cheat like a little whore, like a slut. No, I just, it's just, I have my real dice, but I'd prefer it when everybody can see my rolls.
That's fair.
Like a sad little man.
Well, unfortunately with that, you do not know what this device's use was. You...
Yeah, I got nothing.
You can speculate, though, that it, looking over the device, that this might have been what caused, the fire suppression to activate. You think there might have been a malfunction or something came from this device?
Whatever this item is, it likely was the culprit for our indoor fire.
So somebody was Frankensteining electronics in here and blew a fuse?
No, not necessarily. I mean, that's possible. Why would they take the time to construct this? I'm not getting any energy signature whenever I check it over. Or maybe this is the key part of the energy signature of the area. That or just the generator. I can't discern, I'm sorry. Whatever it is, somebody worked really hard on it and making sure that it was maintained. And then it just looks like something about it failed. All the same, we have... Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you don't think it was something like an explosive or a detonator of some sorts, would you?
I don't think so. Look at the coils. No, you would use coils if you're trying to discharge. You're trying to generate something, not just like a generator. This was some form of electrical or something of the kind.
So are they trying to overcharge the reactor? Blow it up?
You won't, sir, Commander, you wouldn't need much to overcharge a reactor. Hell, I could walk up to this reactor, place the plutonium rods in a secondary bay, and I could literally light us all. Hell, fuck, I'd melt us slowly over the course of months, but in a matter of seconds, you could make this whole place look more like a cherry bomb.
Yeah, but don't they have the automated failsafes that automatically shut it off if it detects more than, well, never
Yeah, but I'm sure a bunch of researchers could be able to, oversee that.
You're right.
I see the logic where you're coming from, but I don't know what it is used for, sir. But this was not a bomb.
What if I try to discern what?
I mean, you can if you do an electronics or an engineer check.
It's always weird to me when you call him sir.
That's an 11.
You're able to tell, looking at the device, that it seems to be, you can see by the electromagnetic components, that you believe it was a homemade EMP device.
You know, we were both close. It's an EMP.
Ah,
Why?
that's... Is that what hit us?
Oh. Like, that's what caused our graceful landing?
The solvent here, it could have been discharged the moment that we came in close, and then we were struck as we were about to land.
Do you think that means it's a trap for whatever ship goes in?
Absolutely. I think whoever did this to the station will be coming back very soon.
They might have picked up our signals. We should probably get back to the ship. This doesn't seem good.
Not much that we could do. We have people who need help, and the ship is currently dead in water. Unless you want to die fighting for a vessel we could go get back in another way. There are still people that require aid.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. It may just be a case of best defense no be here.
You can try and do a diagnostic on the ship itself to figure out what repairs are needed, as no one's actually checked on it yet. But for now, you don't know what systems have been affected outside of, you know, that it's something to do with the grav system.
I'm not an engineer, I'm not a mechanic, he just owns the ship. He knows tanks and how to be...
Well, if that's it, then... fuck. Let's just get to the ATV then and see what else we can find around here.
We just having Jet catch up to us?
He'll wake up sometime.
Are you leaving the downport? What are you
And
doing?
maybe we should wake his ass up, even if he doesn't say, even if he's mad at us and he doesn't talk to us for a while.
Just leave him on the ship. Have him defend himself. No, yeah, if you need to, we can bring him with us. I need to go on the ship regardless to grab weapons if we're actually gonna have. I can.
That would be good. I think I'm the only one who actually brought their weapon out.
No, I
No,
brought mine.
The woman, for some fucking reason, did too. Both of you are ridiculous. As he walks onto the ship.
Well, and I'm now wondering, should I grab my sniper rifle?
Well, now that there's actually a threat, sure.
I will go on board and get my sniper rifle.
Knowing that there was also a trap that was just set in this place, I'm actually gonna go back. Cliff,
Yes, sir.
we also need to check that ATV and make sure that thing isn't rigged as well. If that's the case.
Absolutely. Copy that. I would suggest that if they're coming for our ship, if we make sure that it can't fly, we keep one of the key components with us, then they'd have to do whatever they need to be able to get it. They likely won't have, as he thinks for a moment, if you can go into engineering and grab, what's a nothing part, grab the calcifier, or what is it pronounced? The calibrator? Some shit. Just make sure they can't calibrate, and the ship shouldn't be able to fly without operation. We can always come back and fix that fucking shit ourselves.
That's true.
As he goes and he's gonna check the ATV to make sure they're not just gonna explode the moment they drive.
Yeah. Like, I started it up earlier and it seemed to work, but I didn't actually forward her or anything.
Oh, I get you. Oh, I'll make sure. Don't worry.
It also has a gun on the top of it. If it's all good to go, we could park that thing near the ship.
Sure, I'll bring it around front.
As you climb on board, I just posted the interior of the ATV. As you climb on board, you see lying on one of the beds, Jet has moved himself into the ATV to continue his nap.
That's cool. Okay, he
Wow.
after pilfering everything from the ship, all of his weapons, he throws his large suitcase full of guns and equipment on top of Jet and uses him as just like throws it on top of him and there you go. There's a blanket.
He stirs briefly and then continues his sleep.
As he starts to suck her up and brings it around town.
Yeah, as you pull it towards the hatch, an automated sensor rolls up the access door, and it grinds its way over the snow and pulls in front.
I'm gonna shake my head as I'm watching Jet move around completely asleep under all of the crap that was thrown on top of him as the vehicle starts to move. And I shake my head with a begrudgingly affectionate smile and is such a ridiculous man.
He kind of just shrugs and then hits the horn twice. Come on, y'all! Iceberg Express is on its way.
What is mounted on the top of the ATV, by the way?
It seems to be a heavy assault gun. It's a slug gun that uses projectiles. It seems to be like a 50 caliber automatic gun.
You loaded?
Yep.
Oh damn. Well,
It seems to be an aftermarket edition. You can tell that this was rigged by somebody, and based on what the starport, the downport seems to be, it seems like someone was overly enthusiastic. Doesn't seem like it had much use. You don't see any spent casings or any damage, indicating that it was fired.
nice. And then I'll relay that to Mr. Tank Driver.
Yeah, I know there's a gun on top. Remember, I walked up to it. But what kind of gun is it?
It looks like one of those big slugs, like 50 cal, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oof. That's a heavy slug thrower.
Did not get to see any action.
Something about this vehicle doesn't sit right with me in that case.
Something about this planet doesn't sit right with me.
Well, this vehicle is a Sword Coast weapon. We're in Sword Coast space, yes. What are a bunch of Imperials doing inside of Sword Coast space that, my initial thoughts was secret operations. Now we see Sword Coast equipment. Not exactly sure what's going on here.
Especially the Corridon as well. Like, the whole area was blocked off by the Imperial fleet.
Oh, I understood that, and that's why my thought was, oh, we're going on a spy mission, or, oh, there's researchers behind operational lines. And yet, they're using non-Imperial equipment. Is it just to further their secrecy? Or is there some kind of unification going on here? Was there originally a base here that the Imperial lines is overtaken? All I'm saying is that whoever's running this place, the Sword Coast, the Imperials, we have aftermarket weaponry loaded onto Sword Coast operational vehicles with Imperial scientists lost here. This is a fuck situation.
This all spells real danger.
Yup. Alright. Y'all both ready?
I am.
So in
Starts
the
driving.
ATV, there's obviously the pilot, and there's also like a sensor area. You're able to hook up your computer to the actual ATV itself, so you can use it has its own, it has some antennas and things like that, so you're able to get readings with a little bit
sick.
more range.
He hooks up Halbert to it directly.
And it reads out the pickup you got.
It's like a little home in here too.
Well, they often need to be. Vehicles like this, they have to cross vast distances. Some people fall asleep while the entire drive. Why they needed to add a weapon to it, I have no idea.
You think it's somebody's personal toy, or do you think it's necessary out here? I did mention the potential for wildlife.
Wildlife's one thing, but the need of a slug-throwing heavy weapon, wherever the hell is out there, is not something that your puny little laser would deal with.
That's true. And
Well, there were.
yeah, quite a few firefights in the area, so the paranoia might have been warranted.
Trouble
You
with
wouldn't continue operating, though. You wouldn't maintain operation if you were under constant assault like this. You get the fuck out. There's no ship, no operational function. Listen, as a soldier, I can tell you, as you should know, an operation is fantastic, but the moment that you come under heavy fire, you get to a better position. You don't just maintain the same operational disawareness.
Unless the Imperials found something absolutely necessary here, which caused them to stay bogged down.
Then I would send soldiers, not researchers.
There's too many unknowns.
Agreed. The only thing I can't agree with both of you on is that there's something here that warrants it. So, one of you is competent and capable, hop on the gun.
I don't think I've ever fired the 50.
Have you driven before?
I mean, I can drive a mole on a plow.
A little different.
Just a little bit.
As you make your way towards the destination, you see at the end, you reach the end of the road and see that there is a large pit at the end of the runway.
Fuck.
He'll climb out of the top of the Hellcat and look over the side of it, looking down the pit.
Inside of it, you can see that there's it appears to be there's an old ATV pushed into the pit itself. There seems to be some furniture, tables, chairs, things like that. It seems to be a waste pile. You can also,
Unnecessary items.
yeah. You can see from this viewpoint what appears to be some scorch marks on some of the furniture.
Tells us signs of conflict. I guess whatever they couldn't take with them, whoever shot up these people, they tossed into a fucking hole.
Are you saying that you think there are bodies in there?
Only wonderful way to find out.
As he climbs out with his kit, pulls out his belay gear from his equipment. He's gonna look over the side, and he's gonna look and see if there's anything in particular that catches his eye.
Looking in, like I said, you see a previous snow clearing vehicle with treads that seems to have been pushed in there. It does seem, though, that something was burned in the pit. You think if you climb down into it, you might be able to get in there, but there's a good amount of twisted metal and things like that, so you'd have to be very careful.
As he turns, looks back. Alright, I'll climb down and find out what happened. If I don't climb back up, one of you gets the fucking keys.
Climbs down.
Okay, give me a athletics climb.
Alright, if I die, one of you has to drive this thing.
Yeah, I'm overjoyed at that possibility.
And the other one has to... So either it's suck at driving or suck at shooting. Good luck, kids. I got a 6.
Okay. With the 6, you're able to climb down there pretty efficiently. Not stabbing yourself or impaling yourself on any twisted metal.
Yay!
You make it to the bottom of the pit, and you can see that this area has been lit up in a bonfire. You do see that there are 3 bodies down here. It seems as though they were lit afire using an accelerant.
3 confirmed KIA. Looks like they were trying to burn the corpses.
Mm-hmm. Based on how severely they've been burned, identifying who this would be is would be impossible.
Burns are too egregious. Can't discern anything from it. Whoever we're dealing with, they're not above killing folk.
No, clearly. Well, we know that there were at least 6 of them, so there may be 3 survivors out there.
Find out.
Is there any like name tags or any rings, anything I can salvage from these people?
All you can really tell is that they were wearing snow gear.
Okay.
You can't see anything, any personalized items about them.
With that,
It's mostly just
Good.
charred bones inside of, burnt polymer melted to
nothing
it.
else to discern.
Yeah.
He'll,
You can tell, like I said, some accelerant was used. It wasn't just
What?
just wood and fire. It was.
They poured them in some kind of. Oh, wait a second. Accelerant. Oh no.
Yeah, accelerant like fuel
yeah.
or
Like
solvent.
they were poured. I was just saying that they could have been that, and I was like, part of me being an idiot was like, what if it had to do with the EMP?
Like, no, these motherfuckers were shot.
As he climbs out. Nothing else can be done for him. We can just save whoever's left.
So are we saying that that's what happened to the cleaning supplies? That they were used as an accelerant?
I'm not saying that. You can
Okay,
say
sorry.
that. if you
I
want to.
I got distracted.
You're
with
hung
the
up
phone call
on some fucking
also.
cleaning supplies.
No, like I thought I heard something about cleaning supplies, but I got distracted. with
I
the phone call.
said
Sorry.
my thought was it could have had something to do with the EMP, but then I was like, no, it doesn't make as much sense.
Okay.
As he makes his way into the Hellcat and drives.
Okay. Did you see the map I sent out there?
Yeah. I saw it. He's driving along them hexagons, driving on to the signal.
So, making your way across the land, you getting through all the snow and things like that. You're only able to travel about 25 kilometers per hour. You figure.
All right, bedtime.
You figure if you're doing 25 kilometers an hour, you drive for 10 hours a day. That's going to be about 250 kilometers a day. It's going to take you, about 10 days to get to where you're wanting to go.
Do we have enough food for that?
Check the stocks of the Hellcat. I'm sure it has plenty.
And that's if you're driving cautiously. You can go. You think you could get up to, 30 kilometers per hour if you're driving fast, and you think you could really push it and get up to 50 kilometers, or you could slow down to 20 and be a little bit safer.
Well, first he's gonna be like, continuing what was said. One of y'all might want to check the ship, maybe to check the fresher or something.
Yeah, I'm on that.
You recall that in the kitchen there was a bunch of, there's lots of food still there.
Good.
They probably only get shipments, once every 6 months or so they usually have quite a bit on there.
And it's already in the Hellcat, right?
No, this is in the kitchen of the accommodation
Okay.
area.
All right. We should probably go back and get some of that food.
Yeah, I mean, more food really does not hurt.
Yep. I'll go and gather some.
While she does that, he's just gonna check the onboard galley to check on its provisions.
You can see that not a whole lot is left in here as far as meals. There seems to be a number of MREs and things like that, but you don't suspect that this was used very often to travel across the land. It was usually probably kept close to base. You're unaware of the other thing that was in the garage, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there was a cradle in there. You know, it looked like it wasn't really useful because the stuff that it was supposed to go for wasn't there.
Is it in the pit?
Nope.
No. Well, the supplies for it.
No, in the garage there was
In the garage, there is a cradle.
yeah,
I
there's
thought that's what she
A
was
cradle
saying.
for another vehicle?
yes for an air raft, like a grav car essentially.
Hovercraft, essentially.
And
Probably-
it is nowhere to be seen, so our culprits
Survivors
probably.
likely took that one so that they could get
Well.
get to wherever they're going.
And you also suspect that that would be very useful in affecting repairs on your ship.
You
So
think
if we
it could
find
be
that-
you first?
I was just saying that I was just confirming that if we find this hovercraft, it has the materials to be able to repair our vessel.
I mean, you don't know for sure, especially because no one actually examined what was wrong with your vessel, but it certainly has a grav unit on it.
Terrific.
Okay, so you guys are driving out.
Once the food is gathered, yeah.
How much food are you gonna take, Sky?
How long did you say this trip was going to be, Cliff?
10 days.
Give or take.
If we go at the standard speed.
All right. I'm gonna bring 30 days just in case, if it'll fit.
30 days. Yeah.
Because 10 there, 10 back, and then if we pick up any other people that we have to feed,
Mm-hmm.
might be overkill, and I can't promise it'll taste good, but our bellies won't be empty.
I mean, hey, 30 days is all we need. I mean, Jet's in hibernation mode right now, so.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to sleep, other than natural habitat right now. Probably burning off a lot of calories.
He's channeling Snorlax. Okay, you guys all climb aboard your ATV and set off across the snow.